In today's episode, I can't see what's on the back of the PDF. You can get a virus without internet access. Kind of. Why are you remoting to my machine in the middle of a lesson? We're not. Monitor not working, DisplayPort plugged not where it should be. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. I can't see what's on the back of the PDF. My job title has zero to do with tech support, but in practice I end up doing a lot of low-level tech support. I don't see anything that requires me to be officially IT, but please let me know if I am mistaken. So, I work in an admin role for a government agency, thus, some details will be vague. I am not part of our overworked, understaffed IT department. However, my job is centered around scheduling virtual meetings. I'm pretty experienced with computers for a layperson, so I end up doing a lot of simple tech support stuff as part of my job, and whenever people in my area of responsibility need something and IT is busy. It's a lot of the stuff that is really training more than true IT duties. How do I install a printer? How do I switch my audio output? How do I print one-sided? How do I share a file on the network, etc.? A trait of the industry I work in is an all-or-nothing degree of computer savvy. Some people enter the agency in a non-admin role. No computer skills are required for the job, and very limited computer use is needed. However, as they move up in their career, there's a level at which it's possible to switch from virtually no computer use to virtually all computer use. This transition is a struggle for some, but most muddle through enough to be able to do their jobs. They're usually the ones who need help when I ask them to do computery stuff. One such coworker, Bob, recently went 100% telework. It hasn't been as rough as it sounds, because his telework exempts him from my meetings, so I don't hear from him very much. However, I sent out a mass email with a PDF attached recently, and Bob received it. The PDF was a form. Instructions on the form were, if you want XYZ, please fill out the back of this form. The following conversation happened over email. Bob, I wasn't provided a printer for telework, so I can't print the form. Me, that's okay, you won't need to give the form out while you're teleworking. Bob, yes, but I want to know what the back says in case I get questions about it. Me, okay, sounds good. I mistakenly thought the conversation was over. Bob, so how do I print it? Are you mailing me one? Me, why do you want to print it? Bob, so I can see what's on the back. Me, it's on page 2 of the PDF. Bob, I already read page 2. I want to know what's on the back of page 1. Me, if you printed it, page 2 would be on the back of page 1. Bob, so page 2 is what's on the back. Me, yup. I swear with some people, you just need to figure out the right way to say it so it clicks in their brain. You can get a virus without internet access. Kind of. A comment on another post made me remember this from the before times, back around the turn of the millennium. Standard caveats apply. LTL/FTP/mobile/IRC/ 20 plus years ago, so I might not remember everything exactly. You can't get a virus off the interwebs if you can't get the interwebs. Okay. On to the story. I worked for a mom and pop ISP in a very rural area. Very, very rural. This dial-up only ISP serviced a fairly large area, and there was very little competition. I was one of the senior techs because I could actually install a modem, the drivers, a browser, and the network stack for Windows 95. This particular day was starting out pretty slowly. I had cleared up my backlog of PCs in for repair work, hadn't had any trouble calls come in, not even any password resets yet. I had even finished the book that I was hoping would have lasted all week. Finally the phone rings, and I launch into my tech voice. Me, thank you for calling the Internet Help Desk, this is 2-Bit City speaking, how can I help you? Have you ever gotten a picture of a customer in your head from the first thing out of their mouth? Picture Ma from Golden Girls. Little old lady, lol, I think I have a virus, but I don't have your internet. Can you help me? Me, well ma'am, usually we only assist customers, but I have a few minutes. Let's see what we can find. 20 minutes later, I determine exactly what her problem is. She has a virus. It was an annoying little one, I can't remember the details, but I think it was trying to spawn web pages and kept bogging down her PC. Problem was, not only didn't she have our internet, she didn't have any internet access at all. That not only meant I couldn't help her download the right tools to fix it, I couldn't even figure out how she'd gotten the virus in the first place. After a bit we decide she must have gotten the virus through her son, who would bring early memes and jokes to her house on SneakerNet, 3.5-inch floppies. Now, I want you to remember, this lady was well-spoken, good at following directions, and most of all, smart. She had retired from being a lead ward nurse at the local hospital a few years before. Remember that later. Me, well, I don't think we can fix this over the phone. Is there any way you can bring the computer into my office? LOL, I'm almost afraid to ask, but how much will this cost? Me, usually, about $30 per hour, but we're having a bored out of our mind special. If you bring it in today, no charge. LOL, oh, I'll need help carrying it down the stairs, but I think I can bring it over this afternoon. Me, that will be perfect, ma'am. Oh, and please remember to bring the floppies so I can scan them. We don't want you to get reinfected. I proceed to go back to rereading my book. Jedi by Michael Stackpole, and wait for the phone to ring or someone to walk in. Time passes and I hear the front door open. I walk out and a 5'0", 1.52 m woman is coming in the door. Me, ma'am? Do you need any assistance? LOL, are you the young man I spoke with on the phone? Me, LOL? Yeah, were you able to bring the PC? LOL, it's out in my car, it's a little heavier than I thought. Me, not a problem at all. Let me go out and get that for you. I walk out into the parking lot and up to the only other car. Sitting in the back seat, I see a fairly large beige box tower, seatbelt in like a toddler's booster seat so it won't go anywhere. And then my eyes drift to the floor where I spy the floppies. There's at least 20 of them. In Ziploc bags. Let me rephrase that. Each in its own Ziploc bag. So the virus won't spread. Once I stopped laughing, I calmly carried the tower and floppies up to the office and got her signed in. Took me the rest of the afternoon to get it online, remove the virus, update the OS, grab a few freeware mahjong games and scan all those floppies. We made sure that virus didn't spread. Why are you remoting to my machine in the middle of a lesson? We're not. Hi guys. So I work in IT support at a secondary school in the UK. This happened today. Some site information, like most places, users cannot buy and install their own software or peripherals or anything like that. We got a ticket today that read, "Hi. I can see that someone is remotely logged into my account. This is so strange, please clarify what's going on?" Definitely not enough information to help out anyway, so ask her to elaborate. Someone is opening and closing folders and windows on her machine while she's trying to teach. Now we do have remote desktop software on our machines, so we checked that no one in the IT department was actually on a remote session on this machine at the time, no dice. So after the lesson and after she has left the classroom, I do then remote into the machine to see if I can replicate what was happening. Not happening when I have control of the machine, but as soon as I give control back, text is being highlighted and folders are opening and closing. I make my way to the offending PC's classroom and log in. Can't see anything that could be causing it. The desk is pretty messy though. As soon as I get logged in, news apps and volume control, network connections start popping up like they're being clicked on. I had my arm leant on a stack of booklets covered in post-it notes with paper registers strewn under them. There's also 2 plastic cups at the top of this nest of clutter. I move my arm and suddenly the desktop is calm, no movement at all. Strange. I start moving the cluttered paperwork and spy something black and plastic at the bottom of the pile. I'm sure I know what this is at this point, but keep clearing to confirm my suspicions. At the bottom of the pile is an XPPEN writing/drawing tablet, which I check, yep, plugged in, and the plastic cup full of pens is constantly clicking the left click button. We had no idea that this department even had these tablets, and had never even heard of them before this. After fixing the remoting to the PC issue, I get back to the office to 4 tickets from this department asking how to use these said tablets. We're going to have a lot of fun confiscating them. Monitor not working, DisplayPort plugged not where it should be. Hi everyone, I would like to share a quick story that happened today, and I laughed really hard. A bit of context. I work in a biology lab of about 200 people as an IT administrator, and we are only 2 in the IT team, so we basically take care of everything. So, this morning, a scientist comes to my desk to tell me about her issue, something with a program that doesn't work, so I physically go to her computer and I fix that thing. There were multiple versions of the program installed, so it was a mess, but it was quite easy to fix. Just uninstall all, install the latest version. When I fix this, she tells me, hey, the person behind me has a problem with her second monitor, could you take care of it while you're here? And I'm almost always okay with adding extra work where I come fix something physically, so I don't have to get there another time later. I look at the monitor, it's on, seems plugged with a DVI cable, source is set to DVI, so I don't understand what is the issue. I crouch to check behind the PC where is the DVI cable plugged. I see it is plugged to a DVI to DisplayPort adapter, and it seems alright as we usually use these with old monitors that don't have a DisplayPort. I move the computer a bit to clearly see the back of it, and I see that the adapter is plugged to the serial port. Of course, I plug it in the DisplayPort port and it works. I still don't know who and how they did it, but I laughed really hard and they did as well when I told them.